Best story ever. Best story that I'm able to tell.
She put something in the Bible that's hanging out there, as you can see.
Checks, man. I couldn't pay my rent. I cannot pay my rent. I needed help. And she was like, well, I'm not helping you until you start reading the Bible. And I was like, Mom, I'm reading the Bible. I was lying. Just lying. I'm reading it. Come on, Mom, this is real. Mom, they're going to kick me out. Are you reading your Bible? Yes. When you read your Bible, then talk to me. And she did this for like a while. And one day I was like, you know what, man? I was literally by myself. And I was like, what am I going to do? I said, let me do this Bible. So read the Bible. And I opened up the Bible. And like my checks, rent, like multiple months of rent checks had fell out. And I was like, you know what? It's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. And then I had to actually open the Bible and start reading the Bible.
The clip I just showed you came from Diary of a CEO, hosted by Stephen Bartlett. Now, I usually watch a lot of his episodes because he has entrepreneurs on there, and I'm an entrepreneur myself. I run a hair care brand called Corgin Hair, where I sell hair care products. What made me interested in this episode was Kevin Hart. I haven't seen him in the news media, and I was wondering what was going on with him because the last thing I heard was that some of his vegan restaurants had closed down in California. So I wanted to get an update on Kevin Hart. Well, this particular clip interested me because the story he told about his mother leaving checks in the Bible for him when he moved out was something that sounded very familiar to me. Now, I couldn't pinpoint where I heard this story before and still can't pinpoint it, but I do want to talk about it. So do me a favor before I show you another clip. I want you to like this video so that other people can watch it. Please share it with somebody that you feel like needs this information. And if you want to, only if you want to, subscribe to the channel because I always have more things to talk about with you. Now let's get into this next clip before we start discussing things in the comment section.
Y'all remember the young boy who went to college? He went to college. He was the first one in his family to go to college. His mama was broke. She told him, all I got is $39 to get you to college. You're going to have to make it on your own. All I got is $39, but I'm going to give you something that's going to help you. I'm going to give you a Bible. She gave him $39 in the Bible. He went up there. I don't know if it was Prairie View, TSU. I don't know if it was North Texas. I don't know if it was Oral Roberts. But he got off the bus with his $39. And soon as he saw his friends, he said, we going to go out tonight and we going to live it up. He went out and spent that $39 he had. Y'all, weeks went by, he got hungry. Weeks went by, he couldn't pay for his books. Weeks went by, he couldn't buy anything. And he called his mama. He said, Mama, I need some money. She said, baby, I ain't got no money. I told you the Lord will take care of you. And then his mama said something strange. She said, baby, have you been reading your Bible? She said, Mama, I don't need you talking about that Bible. So that's all you did all my life. You drugged me to Sunday school. You drugged me to BTU. You drugged me to night service. I don't need that Bible right now. She said, baby, read your Bible. She hung the phone up. About a week later, he called back and said, Mama, I need some money. Can you help me out? She said, baby, have you read your Bible? She said, Mama, I'm sick and tired of you talking about this Bible stuff. All you want to do is talk about God and Jesus and this Bible. I need some money. She said, baby, read your Bible. Y'all, it got bad one night. It got bad one night, and he pulled that Bible out, and he started reading, and when he opened it up, it said, blessed is the man who walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, and there was a $5 bill right there. He turned it over, and it said, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. His mama had put a $10 bill right there. He opened another page and said, the earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. There was a $20 bill right there. He kept on reading. It said, hast thou not heard, hast thou not known that the everlasting God fainteth not, neither is weary. There's no searching of his understanding. He giveth power to the faint, and to them that hath no might, he increases their strength. To even the youth shall grow weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. But they that wait upon the Lord, there was a $50 bill right there. He kept on reading, and he got to the verse that said, my God, your God, our God shall supply your every need. And there was $100 bill. Right? What are you doing in the process?
The clip that you just watched was a man by the name of Pastor Dunn. Now, he had a very similar story to Kevin Hart's, which is what set this light bulb off in my head. Not to mention, Kevin Hart just came out of a whole roast session. And I was like, wait a minute. Didn't he give a similar story to another pastor, which is also a story that I heard somewhere before? Now, I'm not saying that Kevin Hart is not being honest, because I don't know. And his mother is no longer living, so I don't want to say he lying on his mama. I'm just simply saying that we need to have the conversation about using discernment. Now, I think I talked about that on another post recently, but knowing people by their fruit. Because we are in a time where people will use stories and things to deceive you because they want you to buy into what they're selling. And sometimes that could be just buying in financially, physically, emotionally, or spiritually. But whatever it is, they are trying to get you to buy in. And in order to do that, they have to tell you something or say something to you that will make you feel some type of sympathy or empathize with their situation. And that's why for me, a lot of times when something happens in my life, it's not that it's super private, but I don't want to try to pull on the heartstrings of people, right? Because that's never my intention. I want you to be able to come on here because you feel like I'm feeding you something that you truly need and not just trying to get to you emotionally or make you feel like I got it all and showing you fancy cars and stuff to get you to think that I'm rich so you could be rich too. It's a lot of that going on as well. And that's what I talked about on another video that I just did. And so you got two women who are going viral that tried to pull people in with, you know, the gift of gab and get people to buy into what they were selling. And then now I feel like there's this part where people try to pull you in with storytelling so that you can buy into whatever they're selling too. And I just want people to be mindful of that. There's a lot of grifters out here. And as believers, as Christians, we should be able to spot them because if we are in our word, we know the word, we will know them by their fruit. Now, you let me know what you think about these two videos and tell me if you're buying in or you're buying out. Just let me know what you think about it in the comments below because that's what I'm here for.